My number 30 is a game called Sanctum by Czech Games Edition. So the location is Hall 1, F145. And this game is basically, people say it's Diablo the board game. So it's the same people, well, the same company that bought you Adrenaline. And it's kind of the same game, but the thing is you are not, in this game you're not really cooperating, you're also against each other, just like in Adrenaline. But you're trying to get as more monster kills, I think, as the other players. It's a dice rolling push your luck adventure dice game. 2 to 4 players. Let's get into this bad boy. So it's competitive epic adventure. You try to slay demon minions, and each demon will give you a few stats upgrades. So you go like, so I go to that minion because that one will give you more strength, and that will give you more magic. I'm just making stuff up, but about magic and strength. But they give you different benefits in your character build. So yeah, it's a highly strategic game. You must pick their battles carefully and figure out the best combination of items and stat strengths to be the biggest baddest hero of the bunch. And you have to only one hero is truly destined to purify the Sanctum. The thing is, this game, just for the premise alone, the idea alone got me interested. I don't like this. The board seems a little bit, it's long and small. I don't know if it's 3 different boards that you put together, or one board that you close. I think you close it because then it will not fit in the box. But I'm actually curious because I cannot really see how it plays. There's all these kind of grids. Maybe creatures get spawned on specific type of grids. Yeah, the Sanctum, I really like the front of it. Oh, here there's, that's just cars and an area. It doesn't look like a typical dungeon crawl. The cars look cool. Well, there's these paths, so yeah. But you just go back and forth on a path? I don't know. I'm still intrigued by it. The artwork looks cool. People say that the box cover is generic, but I really like it. It's a very beautiful design. What is this? So one... Oh! Wait a minute. Ah, now I get it. The thing is, you see a helmet here, so if you've defeated, you get a helmet, but maybe you don't know the stats. That's pretty interesting. Oh. So you just you shuffle with your eyes closed, and then the top one is the first monster that you see. So then the monster will come out, but you don't know what it's on the back of the monster. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Actually, just because of this, I'm suddenly back on board because I was a bit doubtful. And the thing is, I like Adrenaline. I don't have it. A friend of mine has it. Robo the Wanderer. This is wow. Is this a big bad? Looks like it. Kind of. There's a gem on the back. Different cards. Oh, look at the miniatures. They're fun. Oh, cool. This is actually a good picture of a presentation if you just do one thing. It doesn't show the board, but it shows a few of the cards and miniatures and stuff. Looks cool. Oh, this is the artwork. Oh, cool. Well, this is on my radar now. Oh, and they're painted. Oh, I can finally paint something. I just started painting. I just painted one figure like before summer or after summer. Yeah. Was not even my figure. So the rest is just pictures of the different figures. So that is Sanctum. I'm actually very curious about this game now, all of a sudden, because of the, hey, I defeat that monster. I don't know what I'm gonna get. Let's flip it over. So it's cool. So it's always something good. So, but is it something that you need? But maybe there's a so that you know that at least from that creature you get those kinds of bonuses in a bonus group. And if you go for the other creature, you can boost some other stats. I don't know. I don't know how random it is. That's what I'm saying. So that is my number 30, Sanctum. So my next game is kind of like it has some odd things going on in this game, and it's called Sarah's Vision. And Sarah's Vision is from the Baloise group. Location Hall 2, F111. Action. It has action queue, campaign, battle cards, driven, action, dexterity, medical. I'm intrigued. They have the English version there. Well, they have like a big discount, 10 euros. 1 to 4 players, 60 to 90 minutes. We have the game here, and I looked at the description. You're basically in it's in set in Europe in 2163, and it goes to technology. We're as a species going to a moment where people potentially enabling people to live truly fulfilled lives. We're going to that certain point. This is a point that humanity can never could have imagined what it might look like, because it's a singularity in time. There's one group that opposed it. That wants us to go back to the ages of the early 2000s when they held all the power. And you're an agency operative dedicating to keep people safe by finding highly potential individuals, HPIs. They have the ability to create new technology called the MindNet that will move us closer to that singularity and that perfect future. So you want to keep those citizens, find them and keep them safe. It's a story-driven co-op game. Where players take on the ability of one of these agencies, work through a series of story-driven events at the end of each round. The leading event triggers and danger builds, and you have to choose wisely which resource of the agency HQ you want to use. So the thing about this game, because I said it was like an odd duck in the pond, is, I hope it's loading. So this is the cover, which looks very beautiful. This is the back. It has this Jenga tower, and it's so weird. And it has some. I hope in one of the pictures I can show you. The sides of the box. It has these symbols. I think you will get the acquired symbol if you can take it out without the tower falling. The thing is, how many? That's the HQ. Now I get it. So basically, you want to get resources. I think you can also get resources from somewhere else. And maybe you can put resources back, because I see here some on this side some. Looks like Jenga pieces, and it looks cool. I think you can put resources back in some way. If that is the case, it's just like, this can be actually very interesting. So yeah, it's an interesting game. I'm getting chills just thinking about it. It looks intriguing. I hope it's good. And here you have the scientist and engineer. Oh, this is the HQ. Maybe that represents agency HQ. That's actually this location. So yeah. Oh, these story cards. It's a cooperative game. Oh, okay. I don't know if I'm gonna get it, but it looks cool. It looks amazing. It's certainly different. I'll give them that. So yeah. So getting two games to work together like Jenga and then this like story-driven game, I think it's can be maybe a pearl waiting to be discovered. So that is number 29, Sarah's Vision. So number 27 is Space Odyssey. Space Odyssey is from Ludonauts. It's in Hall 3, K113. It's a network and route building tile placement science fiction game for 2 to 4 players. And in Space Odyssey, you are going to a new set of systems, and to get there, you have to make space gates to get the people of Earth from Earth to there, and you can only build in space. And making these space stations is fundamental. And it says, where did I see it? You have to get a good space station running, and that's basically all I know. I've read this, but it's like a lot of text. But you have to do that as efficiently as possible. It's one of those games. So you have these boards where you put cubes on it. It looks amazing. I don't know if it comes with this tray, which is actually also cool. This is one I want to demo, see how the mechanics exactly work. And it's you want to colonize those planets by having gates working, and I think this is like your space station. It has little, are these beds or something? No, they look, that looks fun. I think like majority of the area is the person that has the big kahuna guy over there. This just looks like component-wise very cool. These transparent little meeple guys. Look, these planets where you can put guys there. Russell, Dirac. This is part of the space station. Have a better look on how you build your space station, which is important. Different kind of workers, and the art of Vincent Dutray doesn't hurt at all. So, oh, there's more. Oh, look, this planet it has a path where you can put meeples, like a river or something. It looks very cool. Like it has a lot going on about where you place your meeples and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's Spacegate Odyssey, a game that I know not a lot about, but it looks very interesting. I really want to check it out. So Spacegate Odyssey. So my next numbered entry is number 27, and it's Terramar. And Terramar is from Quinnet Games. And I have to say that I know someone that works at Quinnet Games, so I'm a little bit biased by this. But in no particular way does that influence my enjoyment of watching the game, because I haven't played it yet. I did watch the game on the table, and it's a game by Quinnet Games in Hall 3, M117, 2 to 4 players, like 120 minutes. Has a modular board, which is cool, so every time it can be different. Variable player powers, which is also cool. And Terramar is a game that, for me, it ticks off a lot of boxes. I haven't played it yet, but it's basically it's the name of the village is found around 1500 BC, mid to late Bronze Age in northern Italy. They lived and traveled between the Alp mountain ranges and the river Po. they were hunters, farmers, and metallurgy, casting bronze tools, and they lived on houses built on piles, meaning each houses were built above the ground, supported by wooden stakes. In Terramar, you play as a chief of a clan living in one of these villages. You go to develop your clan, explore new lands for trade, reach sacred places, you improve your strength, and discover new technologies. The player who has the best clan by having more development points wins the game. So Terramar, there's a nice box, very cool artwork. You have you can go down this river with a few of your meeples. So this part of the board you put tiles, and that changes the board up a lot. I don't know if the rest of were changing tiles, I can't remember, but here you put up some tiles, also depending I think on the players, but that can change the whole board. And the art, it's cool art. Things that you can make, I think. These are people from the village. Some more people from the village. These are the different kind of workers. I think this is a score marker, I think. I don't know what this is. This is like a boat. This is your cart with your ox, I think. I don't know if it's like really ox. Yeah, the big workers, small workers. These kind of workers. Different kind of workers to put on the board. This is how like a game looks like set up, or mid-game. So yeah, this is how where you put your workers. It looks very neat, trying to get all those resources, and you really want to travel on, down these tracks. So look, that's where you can take the boards out and put new boards out on. That's some nice player pieces. So more of the components, the score pads in different languages. But this is the board is also, you build the board. Oh yes, pieces of the board. I'm getting tired. They're a long list, and I'm like only on half of the list. Yeah, it looks like a cool game. I really want to give it a try, which I can basically do after Essen. I'm just going to go there. I already like saw it being played, so I know a bit fair about it. It's a bit difficult to explain. I haven't asked all the rules, so not even try to explain, so some things will not make sense. So yeah, so that is number 27, Terramar by Quinnet Games. My number 26 is Volcanic Isle. It's a game about Easter Island. There have been a few games about Easter Island, I think. But this one looks actually pretty cool. It's by Pendragon Game Studios, Hall 2, C114. 2 to 4 players, 45 to 60 minutes. Volcanic Isle is a game where you are putting up Moai statues and putting up little villages. Every time that you put up a Moai statue, you're covering up some holes that lava has to escape to. So basically there's a chance that eruptions will start, and it will devastate settlements and cause whole sections of the board to sink in the sea and be removed. So let's look how this game looks. But here's the back of the board. You have all these volcanic island stuff, some resources, you have huts, these little Moai statues are in different colors. Moai, the people that live there, the little huts, the volcanoes. Oh, let's go back because I cannot go any further. This is the board. Looks pretty cool. So not many pictures, but basically that is Volcanic Owl. Looks interesting. Just want to give it a try. It's a game I'm vaguely excited about, but it looks like a cool game. Maybe it will surprise me. So Volcanic Owl. Hi guys, we're on half of my list. Basically, we're number 25, and 25 is a game with airplanes. It's called Wayfinders. So let's take a look at that one. It's one of two games about planes and putting goods on the board and transporting them. It's from Pandasaurus Games. They're in Hall 4, J114. There's a modular board because it has these tiles you can put modularly in a grid. Network and route building, aviation, flight, and exploration. 2 to 4 players, 25 to 45 minutes. And I already had it here. Why did I open it separately? So this is Wayfinders. It's you have to go to different islands with your plane and getting resources to land safely, but you can put hangars to store stuff to make your plane go way further and stuff like that. So that will help you. But the adventure awaits says here, so I hope it's an adventure worth flying to. Okay, weird puns here. And it looks like this has these little model airplanes, these workers, and these hangars. I think if another person puts a hangar, they have to pay you. I think it looks like that because they have 1 spot, 2, 3, 4, and it looks nice. These little hangars, it looks neat. So a small little game that can hopefully pack a whole lot. So this is the game, the box. I mean. And it looks really cool. And you have these tracks. I don't know what they do, but you get these. I think this is fuel and radio tower and propellers and targets and dropping stuff off. So yeah, it's looks like a neat little game, and you can put it, I think, anywhere you like, because that's why it's modular. And it looks cute. It has these. This really cool art with lots of color. So well, those are actually just the picture that I have. So well, I don't know much about this game, but I really like the meeples of different colors. It's not your standard like colors. It's like a darker kind of green and light blue, orange. It's not the typical standard red, white, and blue and yellow stuff. So yeah, that is Wayfinders from Pandasaurus Games. My number 24 is a game that has the same theme as number 25. It's called Yukon Airways. It's also about having a plane and putting, I think this one has passengers, because you have dice. It reminded me a little bit about Coimbra with the dice, and you picking the dice, and the dice are actually passengers, and you put them on planes. It's not the same as Coimbra, but Coimbra also has dice. I don't know if it's just a drafting mechanic, but let's take a look. Yukon Airways is from Ludanova, and it's in Hall 5, D112. 1 to 4 players, 60 to 90 minutes. So it's basically you have your own seaplane of transporting travelers to different points on this map. This is not modular, I think, because I see a big board. You can there's a draft system, so basically this the same as Coimbra, where you roll dice and you draft them. but you get money, and you can possibly improve your airplane. And if at the destination there's a similar color pawn or a piece that's the same as the dice you use. For example, there's a red icon there or a red piece, and you have a red dice, you get more money at the end of the game. And you will get also extra money according to the different locations that you visit. So it's I'm a little bit more excited about this one, but a friend of mine will be checking this one out too for purchase. So you see here this track, and these are things that you can get if you, I think, draw from there. I think it's a great idea, because I think this is the player order or where you get your dice maybe, and it's I really like it. Like colored dice, like when you draft them. I don't know if the colors, if the pips and the colors do anything different, just like in Coimbra. Because in Coimbra, the color of the dice activates something later in the game, and the pips are the cost. So I don't know if they have like a similar system, but it's one big map, and the Wayfinders had a modular map, so that can be a little more interesting. This one has like fun airplanes here, and these are the weekdays where you'll be flying, and this is more interconnected. So you have, I think, more planning here, but I don't know for sure, but it looks intriguing. I think my friend really likes these kinds of games. It has cubes, and it doesn't really matter if it's miniatures or not. The other one had like hangers and stuff, and this one has cubes, and it has dice. So if you have a green dice and you go to this green location like Destruction Bay, you get more benefits. It's better for that, because they have a point of interest that the people on your plane want to visit. It's in their interest, and it looks very cool. And, oh, it has also this is your board. And there's these dials, which look also cool, and some tracks here. Yeah, it's a game that this is a game that I really want to play. Yeah. Oh, look, you have these dials. Oh, this is your fuel and stuff. Oh, that's very cool. This does have a lot more complexity than the other one, but I'm not sure. So, well, that is Yukon Airways. So let's go to the next one. So my next game is a game that I think there are a lot of games that are about like a zone that's covered with radiation. That they look like apocalypse type games, but this one got me intrigued because it has a little bit of a story element, and it's called Zona. So Zona is a game from Rebel. It's in Hall 2, C134. It's called Zona, the Secret of Chernobyl. And you're going to go into that zone, try to get some stuff and get out to a specific zone on the board. 1 to 4 players, 120 minutes to 180 minutes. And we have some details here. So it's 1 to 4. You try to win by reaching the sarcophagus of the Chernobyl nuclear plant before the other players. But first you have to, it only opens when a player has collected 2 secrets from the underground facility, known as the secret locations. But there's a kind of like a time limit. When the final mission strikes, everything is lost. So there's that timing aspect of the game. You have 2 actions. Each player takes 2 actions: move, explore, combat, and so on. And then everyone reads an event card, which contains a short adventure, which I really like. And at the end of the turn, there's a news card that's only for the first player. So everyone will get a news card to read, because the first player will go around and around. And you have to remember to repair your items and buy new ones. And also things like fatigue and heal damage is crucial because you're in a zone with radiation and monsters and stuff like that. And every scavenger that you have, because you play a scavenger, there are 10 in the game, and they have a special skill set and basic skill set. So playing with the different scavenger can have a unique gameplay the next time around. So and it has also stats like awareness, agility, intellect that determines how well you are at fixing stuff, fighting mutants, and gathering artifacts from anomalies. So let's take a look at the game. That's the back of the box. It has some cool miniatures. This artwork is amazing, by the way. I hope I'm wrong. So these are a few of, I think, the story cards. These are the items. Look cool. Hey, vodka. So this is how it looks like. You have this board. You have your own player board. Where I think you can put your items here. I think this is the buying cards display, and these are the miniatures with the dice. It looks quite cool. This is not the English version, but the English version will be there. It looks nice. I hope it comes with this tray. I think this is a tray of the monsters and anomalies and stuff. That's a nice tray, to be honest. It stacks right up. Yes, I believe it comes with this tray. So yeah, that's let's see if I have. Let's see a little bit of the miniatures. They look cool. He's on a barrel drinking. He's selling stuff. That's nice. It's a little bit more of the board. It's a different zones, so I think every zone you can find some other stuff. So it's a game with, oh, it's painted miniatures. Oh, let's not look at that. I will go like, I can never paint as good as that. But this game looks amazing, and it's kind of like a game that's a theme that has been redone a lot of times. But if it has a story element to it with the cards, it can be a very interesting game. So that is a Zona from the Chernobyl Zona, the Secrets of Chernobyl. From Rebel. The next game on my list will drive you insane. It's All Manner of Evil from Colossal Games. That is serving meeple in Hall 5, G124. 1 to 5 players, 30 to 45 minutes. Card drafting, handman's bluffing card game. Let's take a look. Basically, you're in this mana and you try to get as many relics or artifacts as possible, but that can awaken some ancient ones, and you don't want to get too many madness. You will be playing a certain cards that go in order. So if two people play a 1 and 1 people plays a 2 and a 3, they go in order. And if I play one first and the first player, then I go first. So they and then you buy some stuff. You get to steal some stuff from the board. But they have points and they also have like madness. So you try to balance that one out. You don't want to get too many madness, because at the end of the game, someone will be out of the game because they have too many madness. And the person that has the most points wins. So the box cover is a little bit dark. I think a little bit too dark. It will not stand out for a long time. People go, oh, okay, but with all this beautiful art, this is a little bit too dark for me, the art. But the cards look fine and okay. So here you have this is the mana. So if you discount the key, it's 0 manas and you get 1 point. And these are the things that you can do. You can deceive, pilfer, inspect, and study. So this will go in order like this. You had the one that pilfers adds a madness to a madness token to a room because there's a board with the different rooms and you put cards there. So the one that puts this one can go like, I see you want that one. Here, I put a madness on that artifact. So if you want to buy it, because in 2 you exchange the top relic of your cache with any relic in the manner, because you're going to stack your cards, and the top one you can then exchange, and the 3 you can lose up to 3 madness. It's good for yourself. And for you view the top card of the deck, steal that card if it's a relic. The thing is, it has an attic and library in basement of 3, and that is where you will get the cards. You don't have really much of a choice depending on the card that you play. If you play the 1, you can get it from the foyer or the library. If someone already bought from the foyer, you have to get from the library. That can be a little bit tricky if there's a lot of madness tokens on that artifact. So this is the board, and where you put the cards out. And if 2 of these clock things ever appear, then time is out, and I think everybody loses, but I'm not sure, can't remember. Oh, these are the ancient ones, and they can flip, by the way. So it says awaken on both of them. Oh, I think it's a warning what's on the other side, so will not get surprised, I think. Yeah, I think this is the Awakened side with these swirly things on the side. Yep, Shub-Niggurath, Cthulhu, Dagon, all your old buddies. And you play, I think, different characters, I think. And this one is a visionary. This one gets more money or points if a god is awakened. So some of your players want to awaken the gods. So these cards, for example, have like madness, but they have like more points. So, and they do stuff if you can get them. I really like those kinds of games. So, which people like play. They have a hand of options, and they play, and it goes in a specific order. But the first one can negate a little bit, can mess a little bit with the order of the person that played card 2. So I like these kinds of mechanics. You can really screw over another person. You have a zealot, reporter, burglar, cultist. I think these are the roles. Your Shogos, Azatos, Hester. All my old friends. Getting mad here. Yeah, these are some tablet cards, I think. So I think it's a nice package. I think it's one of those things that easily gets to the table, and it's like kind of a filler because oh, the artwork is awesome. It's a little bit dark though, but it's like for a short game it really doesn't matter all that much, because you don't play once or twice with this game and then go to a bigger game, and then you can I think if it's a good game, people will go like, oh, let's play it again before the night ends. It's so I think it's one of those games that can do really good because it's a kind of straightforward kind of game. Oh, I like the art, and they did the colors really well. They have like good colors on them, even if they're a little bit on the dark side. Some of the artifacts have like this is predominantly yellow and red. I don't think it comes up in the gameplay though. But that's All Manner of Evil from Colossal Games. The next game on my list is Aquatica, an underwater themed game. We have a lot of them, but this one I think adds a little bit more special. It's a little bit more special game. It's from Cosmodrome Games, then Hall 2 D113. It's a deck, bag, and pool building. You see a lot of them lately. All these things come together. All these building stuff come together. Variable player powers, which I like. And it's a fantasy underwater theme. So let's look at Aquatica. You're an ocean king trying to expand your kingdom and bring glory to your realm. You need to capture locations, do missions, recruit new characters, which gives you victory points at the end of the game. To do so, well, you need you play cards from your hands, which gives you unique actions, and you can combine them. You will try to put them on your player board, and you have a mechanism that is card rising. There's not many pictures, so this is but sometimes less is good, right? So simple diving, deep strategies. I really like the art of this one. I like it when you, especially in movies, you see like the water and you see, it's like someone put glass in there, but it's not glass. You don't see any glass. So it's fun. You see those creatures and the small ship above. So this is the card rise mechanic. I don't know how it works specifically, but this board is like triple layered or something. You have this layer, then you have a layer here, and you have a layer on top so that the cards can slide in. So I think this is the rising mechanic. So you put cards here, and then they rise. I think every turn. I don't know when they rise, but then you have I think these are actions. So you get less actions. But if you combine cards, I think cards will come to the bottom. Then you have more that will trigger. But they will still rise, and so you have to, I think, add cards that combine with these cards to have like a lot of things to do, because it says in the description that you can have like 10 actions in a row. I think if you could combine these, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's already even 9. So I can see having a lot of turns. The problem with that one is maybe downtime. Depending on, I think they have to trigger in that order. If there's an order that they have to trigger that you have to follow, I think downtime is not that much bigger. If you could choose the order of the symbols, that would be insane and got a lot of analysis paralysis, which will add to the downtime. So I'm a little bit concerned about that. But for the rest, it looks really cool. I like the player boards. The variable player powers, I think these are the characters. I want to play as the Meg. I don't want to encounter Jason Statham, if people know that reference. But I think these are the sea kings of the game. So you have a main board. I think you're gonna try to get things from there and put it on your player mat. This one is piquing my interest because of that sliding it and doing a lot of turns, and I hope there are some good combos in there with that mechanic. So that is Aquatica, and let's go to the next one. So those were my next 10 picks, 30 to 21. We're finally like halfway of the list, and if you have any comments about the games that I talked about, put them down below, and just talk amongst yourself which games you are excited about. To be honest, I haven't asked that question yet, but we have a few more games to go, so stay tuned for the next one.